Hey everybody, what's going on? Welcome to Year of the Batman, and today's Justice League Unlimited episode is Epilogue, which this is the epilogue to Batman Beyond and a whole other show. Why they decided to do this, I have no idea. But for that episode, you got to do like a lot of required reading. Like you have to know the whole story of Batman Beyond. You also have to know about Batman Mask of the Phantasm. It's really weird, really weird. Why they would decide to do it, and I gotta be honest, not a fan of this episode. Not a fan at all. I don't know how most people feel about it. It's just not my cup of tea. So it starts off. It's it's been like 15 more years since Terry's been Batman. um, he finally breaks up with Dana after just dating her for this long because he's like, yeah, I'm Batman, but like we can't be closer because like bad guys will hurt you and junk. And I'm like, dude, you've been keeping her on the line for 15 years? Holy shit, dude. And it also kind of makes me wonder, Max is nowhere, she's not even mentioned in this episode. So I'm just like, what kind of conversation was that like? Where Dana was like, "Oh, what the fuck, Terry? Max found out before me. Are you fucking her? Is that it, Terry?" And he's like, "Yeah." I mean, no, that doesn't happen, but that would be kind of funny. But yeah, so years pass. Bruce, he still somehow alive. I mean, in the episode, it says 65 years later. Keep in mind, this is during the Justice League time, and Batman had to have been in his like 30s. So, being very gracious, I'll say he's 30, just 30 years old. At 65 years, he's 95 years old, still being the guy behind the chair for Batman. So Terry, he has to give Bruce a kidney because Bruce had needed a kidney replacement, and he was like an absolute perfect match. So he gets mad at Bruce for that. He's like, you made me your kid, like you're somehow my damn dad, like the guy I thought that raised me and loved me and who I wanted to avenge to be Batman. Turns out all that's a lie. And Bruce, he's kind of a cock in this episode. He's like, oh well, Batman needs to be a thing regardless. It doesn't matter what you think, bitch. And then he has problems like opening his bottle for his like heart medication, and he stumbles and he drops it all over the floor, and then he falls on the floor, and then Terry just leaves him. I'm like, Jesus Christ, dude, you are pretty much leaving him for dead. Like, yes, we know it's Bruce Wayne, and that is a tough motherfucker, but my god, it's fucking ruthless what you're doing, dude. So he then breaks into Amanda Waller's house, and there's this really weird scene where she like offers him tea and he breaks the glass, and then they both like start talking like they're talking out loud, having their own conversations. Like Waller's talking about like the tea glass and what it symbolizes, and Terry's talking about being in the shadow of Batman. It's really weird. It is like very odd, and it feels very forced. So Waller, she's like telling Terry of like what a great man Batman is, and I can't get too mad at the show because it does give me one of my all-time favorite scenes in the Batman mythos. I'm talking everything I've ever seen of Batman. This is one of my favorite scenes. So he goes back in time where the Justice League were a thing, and it's like Batman, I forget her name, but like the Star Spangled Banner girl with the baton, Red Tornado, Shaira, um, and one other hero who name escapes me are fighting one of the Royal Flush Gang, and it's like this ninja, this really strong woman, uh, fucking MODOK. Like, seriously, it's just a guy with a big ass head, like big ass head with like little arms, little legs. Like, it's just MODOK. Like, it's just straight up MODOK. But yeah, they're all fighting and they get defeated. But meanwhile, the background around them, you can definitely tell something is fucky wucky. So they beat all of the Royal Flush Gang except for Ace, and Waller comes in and she's like, Batman, our top guys predict Ace is gonna have an aneurysm, and the possible backlash that her psychic powers are gonna unleash are gonna kill thousands of people. So, we gotta kill her before she kills that many. So she like lets out a device and Shire tries to reach for it, or Hawkgirl if you don't know who it is. And Batman's like, no, I don't think so. I'll take care of it. So he goes into her little forest, and then he eventually runs across Ace, who is like this 10-year-old girl, and she reads his mind, and she's like, hey, I know you're not going to kill me, and you're just going to talk me out of doing what I've done before I die. And Batman, he's just there consoling her. And this right here is like my favorite scene that I'm talking about. It's just this little girl who's like scared of dying, and she's just like, I'm scared. Will you stay with me? And then no words are spoken by Batman. He gets to the swing set next to her, and then just offers his hand out to God, I get a little teary eyed just talking about it, just like to comfort her during her last moments. And it's so human and so sweet. Like that is the fucking Batman that I know and love. That right there. That is the good shit. So Batman then comes out as like all the backgrounds around him are finally coming back to normal, and he's just like holding, I can't remember if he was holding her corpse or not. But either way, the deed was done. So Waller, she was inspired by like that act, and over the years she really got to know Bruce. And as she was keeping track of him, she noticed that as the years were going, he was getting older and slower, and she's like, okay, the world definitely needs a Batman. Quick pause, real quick. The Justice League episode was kind of important because like they're mentioned, and there's this one scene when like Terry's going through all this heavy stuff. He's like battling with the Justice League, and there's like it's Ink, Shriek, the one tatted guy that's like a hunter. I think his name's like the Stalker, and then I swear to God, it looked like a deformed Clayface. They formed their own little like enemy group, and the Justice League was fighting them. And then Terry was like, all right, I'm done. I quit. Which, really odd. It was kind of neat seeing, like, the Justice League back. Because it had, like, the Bald Green Lantern, Warhawk, Aquagirl. Superman wasn't there, which was really weird. But yeah, just wanted to pause and say that real quick. It was a fun little detail. But yeah, so Waller was like, I was so inspired by Bruce and with the man he is, I knew we had to create another Batman. So we found your mother and father, and they were pretty much an exact replica of Thomas and Martha Wayne. So we were like, let me get in on some of that. So Waller, unbeknownst to Terry's father, when he got a flu shot, he got injected with some nanotechnology to rearrange his DNA to be like Bruce's DNA. So when Terry was born, he could be like half his mom and then half Bruce. Which, man, I fucking hate. I hate that. I'll get into more details at the end of the episode, but holy fuck, I hate that. So then Waller, she wanted to make an even more Bruce Wayne Bruce. So she hires the Phantasm at the age of when Terry's 8 years old to kill his parents, which I'm just like, okay, so you confirm that what's her face from Mask of the Phantasm is alive and she's working for you. Fun callback, just makes no sense. So I forget her name, but it's like Miss Beaumont. She's about to kill Terry's parents. Like, okay, here's them walking, and then she's right behind. So they don't even know she's behind them. So she's about to kill him, and then she backs out, and she's like, "Look, if we're doing something in Batman's name, we can't murder people because that's everything against what Batman does." Which I don't know why the entirety of the Batman Beyond series was like, it never once mentioned Bruce having a no kill rule. Like, one, I mean, Terry, there's no way he didn't kill people. There's no way he didn't kill people. Um, but yeah, also the project to do it was called Project Batman Beyond, which I'm like, you can't see it, but I am rolling my eyes. It's so dumb. So then it turns out, I mean, obviously, Terry's dad dies in the end, and he did end up becoming Batman. And she's like, hey, uh, it does take a Christian route, which I was kind of surprised at, like how Waller believes in God and feels like the work she's done will kind of like help atone for her sins that she's done over the years. A surprise to be sure, but a welcome one, I will say. Like, it didn't feel forced. It felt natural, honestly. Like, if you know Waller and all she did, it kind of makes sense for her to look to like a higher power. I won't get too much details, but I kind of like that. It just threw me for a curveball. Um, so then Terry, he like calls Dana, and it's really like he breaks it off, and he's like, "Oh, are we still down for Friday?" And she's like, "Yeah, sure, whatever. Are you canceling?" He's like, "No, I just want to ask you a question." And he's like holding a ring, which I'm like, okay, so you've had the ring and you've wanted to ask her for a while, but like, Terry, once again, you've been stringing her along for 15 fucking years. Like, fuck you, dude. Fuck you. Um, so then it ends with like he's back at Wayne Manor, and like you have Bruce Wayne like kind of caring for him like Alfred does, like telling him to eat some soup and just stuff like that, and everything's like all hunky dory. And then Terry says something about how he gets his stubbornness from his dad. I'm like, aren't you kind of pissed that your dad is not your actual dad and it's Bruce Wayne? Like, and then it just ends with like him going off to meet Superman for something. It's a mess of an episode. It's got one of the best Batman scenes that I absolutely adore. But the whole thing is just a big fuck you, honestly. I hate the idea that Bruce Wayne, without him knowing, is the father of Terry McGinnis, or I mean, not necessarily the father, the donor, I guess, because his DNA was like taken from Waller's crew to make him. It's just Terry should have just been his own original guy who wanted to avenge his father and then took on the mantle of Batman. That's what it should have been. Like, I hate that. I hate that so much that they did that. Like, if they did that with Dick Grayson, that would be unfucking forgivable. And, like, Dick Grayson is just Dick Grayson because I mean, his parents got killed, and then Batman raised him, and he turned out to be the best of the Bat family, in my opinion. Um, but it's just, you didn't have to do that. And then this epilogue, it's just dumb. It's just dumb. You have Dana, I'll just say, Terry just straight up mistreated her. Just dragging her along. Hey, here's the carrot. You want to date me? You want to date Batman? Oh, come on, come on. It's just like him quitting the Justice League because he's being melodramatic, him pretty much leaving Bruce for dead, and then the Phantasm randomly occurring. It's just a mess of an episode, except for one golden nugget of a scene, which I will admit, damn good scene. So, that being said, I mean, I'm not even thinking of giving it a 4 to a 7. but I can't give it a 1 in good conscience just because of that one scene. So I'm between a 2 and a 3, and I'm giving this a 2 out of 7. Like, this was so unneeded. This to me was genuinely a spit in the face to the Batman Beyond show. I didn't care for it one bit. I don't know if other people like it, if they're like, oh, that's a really well thought out twist. I'm so glad that Bruce Wayne is actually the father of Terry. I hate it. 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 Like, it's dumb. It's dumb. I honestly think I would have been more happy if like he was the clone, which I guess that was kind of what they were going for, but I hate it. I truly hate it. It wasn't a fun episode for me, aside from the one scene. It's just not my cup of tea. But yeah, that's gonna do it for Batman Beyond. The next series is gonna be The Batman, which I'm super excited about. But I have two things before that I want to take care of. So stick around for that. Very excited. It's kind of on theme to the Batman Beyond stuff. So yeah, can't wait. Bye bye.